Hi again everyone, and welcome to another episode of Gospel and Spade. Today we will take a look at the Shebna inscription, which dates to the late 8th century BC, and which can be found in the British Museum. This large limestone lintel with Hebrew inscription was discovered in 1870 above the door of a rock-carved tomb in the village of Silwan on the eastern side of the Kidron Valley, overlooking Jerusalem. The lintel and part of the Hebrew inscription was at some point in its history damaged. The inscription has been dated to around the late 8th century BC, based upon the style of writing, which is similar to that which was found on the late 8th century Silwan inscription that was found within Hezekiah's tunnel. When the inscription was translated in 1953, it was found to contain the Hebrew title over the house, which was a title given to the royal steward of the king's household. Beside where the inscription was damaged, it was also found to contain the last two letters of a Hebrew name, which read Yahoo. The missing section of the inscription is large enough to contain the Hebrew term for tomb, which is logical seeing that the inscription was found above a tomb entrance. Furthermore, and most importantly, it has been commonly concluded by scholars, though some do disagree, that the damaged section of the inscription leaves sufficient room for the letters of the full Hebrew name, Shebna Yahu. The longer version of the Hebrew name, Shebna, which is found recorded in the Old Testament books of 2 Kings chapters 18 to 19 and Isaiah chapters 22 and 33. Based on this reconstruction, the full inscription would read, "This is the tomb of Shebna, who is over the house. There is no silver and no gold here, but his bones and the bones of his slave wife with him. Cursed be the man who will open this." This identification of the tomb and lintel as belonging to the biblical Shebna is supported by the evidence from within the biblical account. Firstly, Shebna is clearly recorded in Isaiah chapter 22 verse 15 as being over the house, or the royal steward of King Hezekiah's household, and the same title is found on the lintel. Later on, however, he appears to have been demoted to the lower position of royal scribe before the events found in 2 Kings chapter 18 verse 18 occurred. This demotion fulfills a prophecy found in Isaiah chapter 22 verses 19 to 23, where the prophet states that another man, Eliakim, would become royal steward instead of Shebna, presumably because of Shebna's pride, which is evidenced by the building of his grand tomb overlooking Jerusalem. Isaiah 22 verse 16 also records that Shebna had carved for himself an impressive stone tomb near Jerusalem in the nearby Kidron Valley, which deliberately overlooked the city. This is exactly where the remains of the tomb are located today, in the modern day village of Silwan, just to the east of Jerusalem, on the side of the Kidron Valley. He presumably began to carve this tomb and lintel, or even it had been completed before his demotion to scribe had occurred. Ironically, it is unlikely that Shebna was ever actually buried in the tomb that he had made for himself, as Isaiah chapter 22 verses 17 to 18 declare that he would die in captivity away from Jerusalem. Therefore, based upon the dating of the Hebrew inscription to the time of King Hezekiah, the presence of the title over the house upon the lintel, the reasonable reconstruction of Shebna's name in the missing section of the inscription, and the location of the tomb overlooking Jerusalem, just as Isaiah records, it has been reasonably concluded by many that this tomb and lintel was carved by none other than the biblical Shebna, and that the tomb belonged to him. This once again helps to demonstrate the reliability of the historical accounts found in both 2 Kings and Isaiah. Thank you for watching. As always, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe for more new content every Friday.